Good morning, everybody. My name is Captain James Calvert of the Charleston Fire Department. We want to welcome you to the Charleston Fire Department today, and I am the Fire Prevention and Public Education Officer for the department. And we are in the beginning stages of preparing for National Fire Prevention Week, and because of the coronavirus, we're unable to be in the elementary schools like we normally are every year. So we wanted to be able to bring the fire safety presentations that you normally receive in your gymnasiums to you on your virtual platforms that your teachers have been using for your remote learning. So today we're going to go over a little bit about fire safety. We're going to touch on the different aspects of fire safety, show you some of the drills that we normally do in the schools, and this way you are still able to get the message that we put out every year. So National Fire Prevention Week was started because of the Great Chicago Fire that occurred October 8th of 1871. And shortly thereafter, the President of the United States designated the first full weekend in October as National Fire Prevention Week to educate the public on the aspects of fire safety. So we're going to bring that to you today. So one of the first things I want to touch on is, everybody can tell me what these are. These are lighters, that's right. And is this a tool or a toy? That's right, it's not a toy, it is a tool. Just like in your dad's garage, or if your mom has tools, or grandpa or grandma have tools, I'm hoping that they don't let you play with their different tools they have in the garage because they have specific jobs and they can be dangerous. Just like those, this cigarette lighter has a specific job and it can be very dangerous if it's not in the right hands. So we want to make sure that you guys are not playing with lighters. If you guys are out on a playground and you come across this on the ground, we don't want you to pick them up, we don't want you to touch them. We want you to go tell your teacher or mom or dad or grandma or grandpa if they happen to be there with you. But we do not want you to play with this because little boys and girls are curious. And that just means that you like to see and touch and play with just about everything that you can get a hold of. And we don't want you grabbing a hold of this lighter and trying to figure out how it works and trying to figure out how to make it work. And all of a sudden you guys get a flame and then you start playing with it more, and then we have a fire in your home. So we don't play with lighters, we don't touch them, we don't pick them up. Now this is a lighter too, but it looks different and it's bigger. So does that mean that this lighter makes bigger fires or smaller fires? No, they both have the same exact job and they both make the same type of fire. So one of them is not safer than the other, and we don't want you playing with these either. So you might see these in dad's garage or out by the barbecue grill, or mom may have these in the house to light candles with, but they're just as dangerous as these lighters, and we don't want you playing with them. So if we find these laying around, we don't pick them up, we don't touch them, we don't play with them. We ask mom or dad or grandma or grandpa to put them away for us. Now I'm hoping you guys can tell me what these are. That's right, these are matches. And just like lighters, we don't play with these either. These are just as dangerous as lighters. And if we see these laying around on the playground or around your house, or if you see them laying in a parking lot or walking down the sidewalk, we don't pick these up either. We don't touch these. We let an adult know that they're laying there, and they will put them away for us because just like lighters, little boys and girls are curious. You'll start playing with these, trying to figure out how they work, and the next thing we know, we're going to have a fire and somebody can get burned and hurt really bad, or your toys can get burned up. So we don't play with matches or lighters. Can you guys tell me what this is? These are candles, that's right. Mom or dad may have these around the house to make things smell good. Sometimes they smell like cherries or apples or cinnamon. And candles are fine as long as we're safe with candles. And we don't want little boys or girls playing with them, trying to blow out the flames or to make the flames dance around or anything like that. We leave these alone. But you guys can be big helpers at home for mom and dad, because sometimes mom or dad will light these and they'll be sitting on the counter. Sometimes they're in a glass jar or they're on a stand or something like that. But sometimes mom or dad will leave these burning by accident. And let's say you guys are getting ready to go out to dinner, or you're going to leave the house, and mom's left one of these burning, or dad's left one of these burning. We don't want you guys to blow them out, but you guys can be big helpers by reminding mom and dad that they've left candles burning at home and have them blow them out to make sure that they get properly put out and that we don't have a fire while you guys are away from home. I'm hoping you guys can tell me what this is too. This is a smoke alarm, and these help us know if there's a fire in your home. So Mr. Fire Alarm his nose is real sensitive to smoke, and when smoke gets inside his nose here, it tickles, and he screams really, really loud, and it lets us know that there's maybe a fire in the house. Sometimes you guys may have heard this when mom or dad were cooking like maybe a pizza in the oven or something like that, and it got too hot and it burned and the smoke detector went off. But if you guys haven't heard what one sounds like, we're going to test one right now so you guys can hear what one sounds like. So when those go off, do we keep playing with our trucks or our toys or our G.I. Joes or our LOL dolls or our My Little Ponies, or do we try to get out of the house? That's right, we don't keep playing, we want to get out of the house. We want to treat every smoke alarm just like it's a real fire. So we want all little boys and girls to treat smoke detector activations and smoke alarms just like they're a real fire, and it's mom or dad's job to make sure that they let us know if it's a false alarm. So when a smoke detector goes off, we don't keep playing with our toys, we don't keep playing on our computers, we stop what we're doing, we don't try to grab any of our toys or our favorite items, and we just get out of the house. Now with that said, once we get out of the house, we need everybody to go to the same place so mom or dad can do a head count to make sure everybody got out. Because when the fire department gets there, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look for somebody that's outside of the house. And we're going to ask if everybody is accounted for. And if they're not, we're going to go in and we're going to do a search. So it's very important that everyone has a meeting place. And we want to make sure that meeting place is something or someplace that never moves or never leaves. I've had little girls or boys tell me that their meeting place is at their dad's pickup truck out front of the house. I've had boys and girls tell me that their meeting place is grandpa's boat that sits out in the yard. But the problem with that is what if dad's at work and his pickup truck is gone? Or what if grandpa's out fishing and his boat is gone? Then the meeting place is gone. And we have documented cases of when something like that changes, a little boy or a little girl will go back and revert to what is most relevant and convenient for them, and sometimes that may be going back in the home. So we always want your meeting place to be someplace that never moves. It always stays there, like your mailbox in the front yard, or the big oak tree in the front yard, or the best place for your meeting place is your neighbor's front porch if you have a neighbor, because your neighbor's front porch never leaves. And there's also something there that's very important. Almost everyone has a phone at their home. And so if your meeting place is at your neighbor's front porch, you can knock on their door and ask them to call this very, very special number that you can call when there's an emergency. And that number is 911. 911 is a very special number that has people on the other end of it all day long, every day of the week, every day of the year. And their job is to receive calls for emergencies. So if you have a fire at your house, or if there's a car wreck outside, or mom or dad won't wake up and they look like they're really bad sick, or if somebody falls out of a tree, whatever the emergency is, you can call 911 and somebody will send you either a policeman, a fire truck, or an ambulance. So you can even call 911 for stranger danger. I know you guys have covered that in school. So that special number is 911, and we also want to make sure that we have a meeting place for our emergencies, and we want to make sure that every time that smoke detector goes off, that we are trying to get out of the house, and mom or dad will let us know if it's an emergency. All right, so now we're going to practice some of the things that we've talked about. So I have Lieutenant Plummer here as my assistant, and he's going to pretend like he's a child that's asleep in his bedroom, and we're going to set the smoke detector off, and we're going to watch how he reacts to the smoke detector and what he needs to do when he encounters a door that's closed in his house that might be on fire. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the smoke detector off. He's going to react to the smoke detector. He's going to crawl over to the door. He's going to feel the door with his hand. If the door is hot, he's not going to open it. He's going to crawl over to the window, and he's going to do one thing that's very important. He's going to take his blankie with him. And that blankie is going to come in play here in just a few minutes. He's going to use that to try to get the attention of the firemen when they get on scene at his house so they can rescue him out the window. We're going to do this 3 times, and you can see how he reacts to if the door is hot or if the door is cold. So, here we go. He's going to crawl over to the door. He's going to feel the door. The door is hot. The door is really hot. He's going to crawl over. He's taking his blankie with him. He's going to raise his window. He's going to take that blankie. He's going to hang that blankie out the window. And he's going to wait. And he's going to yell as loud as he can for the firemen. Help! Firemen get to a fire. Like I said, the first thing they do is they look to see if anybody's outside, to see if everybody's accounted for. We're also going to walk all the way around the house. We're looking for different things that let us know what's going on with the fire. But another important thing that we're doing is we're looking at every one of the windows at that house to see if there's a little boy or a little girl or a mommy or a daddy that's in the window that needs rescue. And then we're going to take a ladder, we're going to put it up that window, and we're going to rescue them out. So that's why it's important to take something like a blankie that you can wave to get our attention. We're going to set our smoke detector off. He's going to crawl over the door. He's going to feel the door. The door feels cool. The door feels cool. So he's going to open the door. He's not just going to fling that door open. He's going to peek first. To see if he sees any fire or any smoke down the hall. Well, this time when he opens the door, there's smoke all the way down to the floor. So he shuts his door so the fire and the smoke can't come in his bedroom. He's going to crawl back over to the window. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to raise his window. He's going to take his blankie. He's going to wave it out. He's going to shout as loud as he can. Help! Help! So when the firemen walk around that house, we can see him and we can put that ladder up there and we can take him out. We're going to set the smoke detector off one last time. He's going to crawl over to the door. He's going to feel it. The door feels cool, so he's going to open it and peek. He sees smoke, but the smoke's up here high enough that he can crawl underneath it. So he's going to crawl and he's going to go outside. When we talked about this, he's going to go to his meeting place. Which should be at his neighbor's front porch. and he is going to call that very special number that we talked about, 911. And he's going to let them know that he needs fire trucks and an ambulance because his house is on fire. And now the last thing we're going to talk about is stop, drop, and roll. We want you kids to understand this and know how to do this in case your clothes would happen to catch on fire. So the most important thing with stop, drop, and roll is that we want you to cover your face while you're doing stop, drop, and roll because we don't want the fire to get to your pretty little faces. So we're going to pretend like Rob's clothes or shirt has caught on fire and he's going to cover his face. He's going to stop what he's doing. He's going to drop to the ground and he's going to roll back and forth. And we roll until someone else tells us the fire is out, not when we think the fire is out, because if we stop rolling before the fire is out, then the flames will start getting bigger. So Rob's rolling back and forth, and I'm going to come over and be like, okay, buddy, the fire's out, you can stand up. So the important things about stop, drop, and roll is covering our face, stopping what we're doing. Don't panic, don't take off running. Stop what you're doing, cover your face, drop to the ground, and roll until someone else tells you the fire is out. So this has been a very abbreviated fire safety program that I normally do in your schools, but because of the virus, we wanted to at least bring this information to you guys virtually, and your teachers can go over this with you in class. And if there's any other questions, your teachers can give us a call here at the fire department, and we'd be more than happy to answer it. So we hope you guys have a safe school year, and we'll hopefully see you next year. So bye-bye.